The Great Pond Ecosystem.
Dear readers, we wrote the Great Pond Ecosystem to let the world know what happens to pond living things and to the entire planet when ponds are full of trash.
We hope that after reading this book you will help save the pond ecosystem. The Great Pond Ecosystem is about a pond in Italy, but we have pond ecosystem all over the world that we must protect too.
Please care for our planet. Together we can make a difference.
In the pond ecosystem there are 4 seasons, and during one of those seasons, spring, everything grows and grows and grows. There is a lot of trees and grass and nature. The animals that live in the pond ecosystem like water. Colorful birds fly from tree to tree. Pond animals swim across the water. In the pond, honking geese mate. Graceful fish watch and wait. And in this colorful environment, the leaves shoot up from the branches of the trees. This is the story of a community of animals that live in such a pond in Italy.
2 kids walked into the park. Moments before, the pond had been alive with the sound of squawking birds and honking geese. Now all was quiet and the creatures watched the 2 kids and wondered why they had come. The kids sat on the picnic blanket and had a picnic, another picnic. They had a lot of drinks and food. The boy took a plastic bottle after he finished drinking and threw the bottle in the water. The bottle did splash, splash. The girl opened a pack of chips and when she finished the pack, she threw it in the grass. Then the 2 kids fell asleep. A coot lived in the pond. He swam out of the pond to where the boy and the girl was sleeping. He looked at the plastic the children had thrown in the pond. Then the huge coot flew very close to the boy and the girl. And whispered in their ears, "Bambini, this pond is a pond of miracles. It is my home where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not put trash."
A goose had been sleeping along the water because his white and brown feathers blended into the light and shadows of the trees. No one had noticed him. Now the goose went to the sleeping kids and padded silently over to the sleeping kids. The goose said in the kid's ear, "Bambini, the pond ecosystem is home to many animals. If you litter and throw trash, the ecosystem will be dirty."
4 dogs waddled to the 2 sleeping children and said, "Bambini, do you guys know what we need to live? Food. And Bambini, do you know what fish are to humans? Food. And Bambini, if you litter, the fish will eat the litter. That means you would be eating plastic." A pond fish had begun swimming down from the pond when the kids first appeared. Only now did he reach the edge of the pond. Kids, how much is a beauty worth? Can you live without it? If
you destroyed the beauty of the pond, on what would you feast your eyes?
A swan came in a pond, and on the grass there was a girl. He said, Bambini, don't throw the bottle in the pond, please. If you will throw the bottle, the animals will eat it and they can get sick.
A turtle said to the kids, Bambini, if you litter, the animals and other living things like you will be sick.
A heron flew down to the pond. The heron said, Bambini, you are trashing on the pond with no thought. If you trash, animals will get sick and die.
A colorful and small pond butterfly was flying. With a calm voice, he piped in the children's ear. Kids, a ruined pond means ruined lives, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you continue to litter this pond.
A ladybug from the pond flew over the sleeping child. Bambini, when you wake up, look at us with new eyes.
The kids awoke with a start. Before them stood the pond ladybug, and all around the kids, staring, were the creatures who depended upon the great pond ecosystem. What wondrous animals they were. The kids looked about and saw the sun streaming through the trees. Beautiful plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspended from the trees. The kids smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. They felt the cool breeze in their faces, but they heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. The kids stood up and ate a candy. They were about to throw the candy wrappers in the pond. Suddenly, they stopped. They turned and looked at the animals. They hesitated. Then they picked up the candy wrappers, put it in their bag, and left.